Hey everybody! Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're returning. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to find our shit to ponder using the Wisdom of the Oracle. It's Colette Baron Reed, and it's one of my favorite Oracle decks. So we'll see what we can get for a topic for today. This week has been a lot about energy, and I kind of feel like it's something I need to hear too. Oh! Between Worlds. I love this card. And you can see, and this really plays into, but you have a flamingo who's going from gray to vibrant color. Between worlds. And when we're between worlds, and that's something I personally can relate to right now, I think it's very much something that we all as a collective are going through. We astrologically have huge transitions going on in the sky, and that energy affects our life here on Earth, and it's interesting how that plays out. Between worlds, transitions, not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another, temporary blindness, no man's land. And that space of transition is probably one of the least comfortable places to be in. And we're getting ready to go through it again. Not just I'm transitioning on so many levels, and now we're going to transition homes again. And I'd mentioned in last week's videos that we had the solution that I had been asking for came totally different than what I had anticipated, and part of that involves us moving again. So we're in that transition, and we also have the transition of my health and career, and there's so much. And in that liminal space, it feels like the desert. Especially when you are someone who has learned to protect your energy by establishing routines, by making plans, by, well, I'm going to take step 1 and then step 2 and then step 3. And if you're a planning person who likes to have your ducks in a row, right now I don't even know where my ducks are. I'm getting ready to shove what I can find in boxes. I'm like, and there's so much uncertainty. And a degree of uncertainty in our lives can be exciting. Too much uncertainty in our lives can be overwhelming. And even though transition and change and stepping out, facing our fears, taking risks, all of that is growth, and it's beautiful when you complete it. While you're doing it, it is messy as hell. Messy. Just like decluttering. You envision decluttering being things are neater. Well, not until you strip the whole closet and trash the entire room and dig through all the garbage, get rid of the stuff you don't want, keep just a small amount, and put it back. But when you're in the process, it's a hot mess. And you look around and you think, oh my, where do I start? Where do I start? You're trying to find step 1. What do I do with this disaster? And unfortunately, trashing everything is generally the first step. Just throw it all out there. Start sifting, pick a corner. I'm going to start in that corner and go from there. And I know in our situation right now, we can't even do step 1 until someone else over here that we have no control over does their step 1. So we're in this in-between phase, waiting. Can't really make any plans. Don't really know when to start, what to start with. I've been pondering that for the last week, and then there's just been a lot going on. And energetically, my current energy leak is not having a plan. It is siphoning my energy to not have a plan. And I have to remind myself, you don't have enough information to have a plan. You've got to relax into this liminal space. Relax into the uncertainty, accept that you don't have a plan. So what I've done is, and excuse me, that would be the energy drain. I have to be very careful with it right now anyway, and it's very much in the front of my mind. I also took a risk on it this weekend, and I'm paying for it now, but I chose that. So I apologize for the voice issues. But being in this liminal space, what I have started to do, and I know this, again, I know better, but that doesn't always mean I do better. I have to catch myself, talk myself down, you know, like the toddler in my head. I have to get it under control frequently. So I looked for things that I do have control over right now. What things can I take action on right now? What can I do to prepare that isn't really time sensitive? You know, there are certain things that I can do around the house that I can pack up and have ready that's not going to affect our day-to-day life. It'll affect the appearance of the house, but it's not stuff that we use, like decorations. You know, it's going to look drab for a few, but that's one less thing that when we get the word, because that's kind of how this is going to play out, it's going to be like, wait, 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 go! So like, okay, what can I do today in this present moment that won't completely cause upheaval in our lives, but will give us an advantage for when we get the go? What steps can we take to prepare that will help in that moment when the transition actually takes place? You know, and sometimes that's all we can do. And I find that if I can identify the aspects of my life that I have control over and focus on those and find beneficial activities, productive activities in those areas that I have control over that are going to help future me, that's step one. Anything that you can do in this liminal space that is going to help you during the uncertainty to stay grounded, to stay productive, to accept, I don't know. I know the eventual outcome. I don't know what step to take next because I don't have all the information yet. I don't know when I'll get the information. I'm on this side of the bridge and I can't see the other side. I know the bridge is there and I'm pretty sure I know where the bridge will take me. But I can only act on what I can see in front of me right now. So what step that I can see is going to help make this journey? And it's so unsettling, depending on your personality. It can be exciting, but I think for so many of us, because we want security, we want some predictability, some certainty in our day-to-day life, that when we find ourselves in these transition phases, it's scary. It's not just scary, it's frustrating, because we also generally don't like something that we don't have control over. And rather than get into a victim mentality, take control where you can. That's one very good way to invest your energy and keep it from siphoning out while you worry about, well, what if, what if, what if, what if. Screw the what ifs. The what ifs are a waste of time. They're a waste of your energy. So instead of what ifing, if you know that, okay, I have this much information to work with. Within this information, what is the most constructive thing that I can do right now? And focus on that. And what you'll find, at least historically speaking for me, if I don't let this uncertain transition phase take me out and have me all up in my head and just brain whirling, going nowhere, hamster on a wheel, going nowhere, 100 miles an hour, nowhere, burning off energy like nobody's business. If I can take that and focus it on this activity, that would be beneficial. I'll do that. And once that's done, okay, I've got this much information. That would be the next best thing that I could do until I know, until the information comes, until I get the phone call, until I have more information. Focus on the things that you can control. And also, this is another place where gratitude is powerful. So, if you're in a situation where you know the outcome is going to be good, but the interim is going to be hard, focus on gratitude for the outcome. Focus on gratitude for what you have right now in your life that is going good. Where our attention goes, it grows. So if we look at the chaos and focus on the chaos, we're going to feel more chaos. If we focus on the parts of our lives that are going well, the things that make us happy, the places where we are grounded, and the problems that we do have the ability to address, to solve, to take action on, all of that is going to keep us centered and give us some stability in the midst of transition. And the thing I love about this card is that it's going from gray to like technicolor. And so many times when we're coming out of the gray, it's hard to shake the gray. We can get caught in the gray, and the more we can focus on where we're headed, why we're investing this time and energy, the outcome, because this is going to be worth it. No matter how long the gray phase lasts, if you can stay in gratitude for all of the positive things that you have, and it doesn't have to be something huge. Be grateful for your coffee. Be grateful for your dog, even if it barks at nothing and everything. Be grateful. Our Miley's a live one. But the more we focus on our blessings, we're feeding the positive energy. And what we feed grows. Feed the seed, starve the weed. Borrowed from one of my favorite astrologers, Haley Comet. But it's true. Don't give your energy to something you don't want to expand. Give your energy to what you want to see in your life. So again, if you're in that transition phase, if you're in that liminal phase, put your energy into activities that are going to be beneficial. Even if it's just going for a walk. Don't waste time feeding the hamster that's running 100 miles per hour on the wheel in your head, wondering what's going to happen. What if? Shoot the hamster. Shoot it. Sorry, PETA. It's hypothetical. Anyway. Because so many times we burn off our energy wasting on the what-ifs and the worries and the uncertainty that then we don't have any left to actively look at solutions or find something productive that we can do because we're exhausted from all the time we've spent whirling things around in our head. So if you find yourself between worlds, know that it's actually a beautiful space to be. Because when we haven't completely left one thing, and we haven't completely entered into something else yet, and we're just kind of stuck somewhere in the middle, it can be a beautiful space. to take the time to do some of the little things that we haven't done because we've been invested in the gray and all of our energy was there. Well, once we get to the Technicolor, all our energy will be there. This liminal space in between can give us a chance to tidy up some other things. So try to view it as a blessing. Stay in gratitude. The time will pass more quickly than it feels like when we're in it. And the beauty that awaits us on the other side is worth every bit of discomfort in the middle. So I hope this helps. And I'm wishing you a fabulous day. I will talk to you soon.